Hello and welcome to this special show on CNN-IBN Higher Education, Contribution of Deemed to be Universities. 44 deemed to be universities representing more than 2 lakh students have run into rough weather after a government-appointed committee found them unfit for the deemed to be university status. The matter is, of course, now before the Supreme Court. But the entire episode has given rise to a more critical issue of the way the government is going about trying to reform higher education in India. And to discuss this issue threadbare, I have with me Manohar Chelani, who is the Secretary General of the EPSI, Mr. G. Vishwanathan of the Educational Promotion Society of India. Then we have Mr. Oscar Fernandez, who is Chairman of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Human Resources Development. We have Mr. B.S. Baswan, who was Secretary at least for 1 year in the time that Arjun Singh presided over the HRD ministry. And finally, we have Mr. G.D. Sharma, who is a former Secretary in the University Grants Commission. The first issue which I throw open to the experts here is essentially the role of this government-appointed Tandon committee, which has made all these strictures against the deemed universities. Mr. Vishwanathan, would you like to comment? What do you think the working of the committee was up to the mark?
This committee was appointed by the Ministry of HRD, and simultaneously committees were appointed by University Grants Commission. The University Grants Commission appointed a 7-member committee which visited my university, VIT in Vellore, and stayed there for 3 days, had all information and then submitted a report. The Tandon committee sat in Delhi, they never visited any university. I think our university was given 15 minutes.
What kind of questions were asked?
And mostly it was related to the number of students, about the management, and research publications, and some other information. We gave all the information, and in fact, only 2 of them were present when our university made a presentation. Tandon himself was absent, and another member was absent. Only 2 of them were present. The way we were treated, the universities were treated, was not good by Tandon committee.
What does it mean?
It was almost like a ragging session.
Would you suggest that the intentions were mala fide?
I don't know, because I have not seen the report. Still, it's a secret report. Unless I see the report in full, I can't comment on it. But the way it has been leaked to the press and sought to be victimizing some universities, it's not in good taste. Because these universities are all creations of the union government. And they are all functioning under the union government. They are all national institutions, admitting students from all over India. There is a need for such universities, and if there is anything wrong, they can always take action. But without mentioning anything to them, without giving a notice, it is improper for any authority to take action.
Mr. Fernandez, you as a chairman of the HRD standing committee, I mean, how do you see this entire issue? Do you think there's a need to rework this entire process?
The question is, why did this start? I am told there was a public interest litigation. The second thing is, there is a feeling that education at the higher level is substandard in certain institutions, not all institutions, certain institutions. And it is the duty of the government, if the education standards are substandard, look into that and how to rectify it. This is necessary in the interest of the country. But here in the case, 44 institutions are supposed to be deregulated. The derecognition has not taken place. It's a proposal.
Matter is in the court.
And as of today, I am told that these institutions will be told to reply to a show cause notice or something like that, so that they will be given opportunity to explain whether they can continue or they will be derecognized. This is the position as of today. There are very, very good institutions, but there are parameters. In certain areas, they are very good. Certain areas, there may be some deficiencies, like I was told in one university, they have been just given recognition. So one will have to go into the reasons for which. So the best thing is to know the reasons for which each university is being derecognized, or cause being given to derecognize a university, and then it can be set right.
Mr. Manohar Chelani, what do you think on this entire issue? Because this is really the crux of it. A lot of press has gone in support of Mr. Sibal, saying that these institutions are run by fly-by-night operators and people who just want to make money?
See, whether